like I kept inching forward to the camera during this video, and I apologize if that's like aggressive. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you watched the video previously before this one, you will know that I am filming this the same day as I am filming my 2023 like goals, resolutions kind of video. Today we're talking about tattoos. I have gotten many tattoos and I kind of want to do like a tattoo tour, like some tattoos that I have in mind for the future, and then also just to let you guys in on like some of the meanings behind the tattoos and all that kind of jazz. So let's get into it. Alright, so for my first tattoo that I got, it is actually a really simplistic, yeah, I guess it's simple. It's a really simple tattoo behind my ear. I think it's a one-line tattoo and it's of a hummingbird. I got this tattoo in April of 2021. Yes, April 2021, and it is by Robert Benson. He tattoos out of Merced, California. At least I think he still does. And this tattoo was something that I've wanted for a while. I've always wanted tattoos. I've always loved tattoos. I've never really expressed that, especially because growing up as a Christian, you kind of like worry about how people will feel about you getting a tattoo. But I decided to get this tattoo in memory of my grandma. My grandma passed away when I was in middle school, and yeah, she just loved hummingbirds, and so I decided to get it for her. My next tattoo was done by Phil, and Phil is out of Turlock. I'm not sure what shop he's with, but I'll give all the socials and links to every tattoo artist down below and where they're located within the Central Valley. So my next tattoo was actually my ankle tattoo. My ankle tattoo is a moon, and the reason why I got this crescent moon is because I've always loved moons, and the moon always reminds me of God in a way. Like, you know, when you're little and you always feel like the moon is following you. Well, growing up and believing and being like religious, I always like looked out the window and felt a connection through God, like he's always watching me. I made the correlation like that. So that is what the ankle tattoo represents. The next time I went to go in and get a tattoo, I actually got two tattoos, and this is from an artist called Nikki Needles, and she is out of Modesto, California. It is this tattoo right here, which is a rose with a dagger going through it on my, is this my forearm? I don't know. It is this tattoo right here, and I got this tattoo actually without really, not that I didn't mean to get it. I got it because I was originally going in for this tattoo. So I saw this tattoo on Nikki's splash sheet on Instagram, and I had waited looking more into tattoo artists and waited to get them because I wanted an artist who did really good line work. I wanted to love their artwork because obviously tattoos are on your body for the rest of your life. Probably like 30 minutes after that, she posted this one on her story on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, I really like that. I don't know why, I've always really loved daggers, roses. It gives me like enemies to lover vibes in my head. I don't know. So I messaged her like 30 minutes after making the appointment for this one, and I got it. The one behind my arm doesn't really have a meaning. I just saw it. I like skulls. The coffin reminded me of vampires. I like vampires. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And I don't know why, but I call this skull buddy One-Eyed Willie, even though he's not one-eyed. Like, he doesn't have an eye patch or anything, but I don't know, I just saw it and I was like, that reminds me of Goonies and One-Eyed Willie, and so that's what he is. Okay, and then my next tattoo I got is actually these drama masks that are on my arm. So these drama masks I got because, if you guys didn't know this, I used to live in LA and I used to want to be an actress, and I still want to act a little bit in the future. It's just not my major priority. My main priority at the moment, I've always wanted to do things with acting in my life, and so I went to Nikki and got this on St. Patrick's Day. And if you can see, there's actually a little 4-leaf clover that I had her add to one of the mask's cheeks because I thought that would be a great way to remember that I got it on St. Patrick's Day. The next 3 tattoos I got were all on the same day. I originally went in with wanting, oh gosh, which one did I want? this one. Nikki posted it on her Instagram. It was closer to Halloween, I think, or like maybe a month before Halloween. And I saw it, and again, it's just a moon and some bats, and I was like, that's freaking cool. Freaking love bats. Insert noise here. And it just reminds me of like vampires and like spookiness, and I really enjoy all that kind of stuff. The next two tattoos weren't really planned. It just kind of happened because actually rewind, reverse. I went in to get my thigh piece that I have, and we were talking about how if I wanted to do it in one session or two. Nikki suggested that I do it in one because it would just be a lot better. I wouldn't have to wait for the tattoo to heal before you go back in and touch it up with the shading. Got there and I had seen this one. I think I had already messaged her about it, or I just saw when I got there, and I was like, okay, if we're not doing my thigh tattoo today, like I still want to get tattoos. And so we ended up doing this one. And then Levi, he was there and he had some pieces, and he was like, hey, like, you want to look at some stuff? And I was like, yeah, I'll look at some stuff. And so I saw this, and I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't actually remember what this thing is called. It's like the Ouija board thing. And I know that there's gonna be a lot of people who are upset that I'm gonna give this a different meaning than what I guess like society has attached to it. This to me, I know that it's like a Ouija thing, and this is the all-knowing eye and whatever. But for me, it has a really interesting meaning. Interesting? It's a different meaning, okay? I look at this eye as God's eye, and he's looking over. As you can see, there's crescent moons. It's like the moon phases underneath here. And for me, this is just a reminder that God is looking over all the phases of your life. Sometimes you're empty, sometimes you're full, but it doesn't matter because he's always there with you. So I got those two tattoos, and I was still there, and I had already seen this little guy, this little traditional like cross looking thing walking in, and I saw it and I was like, you know, I want it. Not only am I a Christian, so cross is obviously something that Christ died on, but it was something where I was like, I want something that attaches me to Christianity because I am a Christian. I will always be Christian. So yeah, I went in and got this little guy, and it filled up the space between my masks and my dagger really well. And I like the fact that when I have my arm out, like that's this tattoo you see right here when I'm walking, or when I'm just standing next to someone. So that one appointment was this, and then the little cross. Oops, sorry if you heard a little squeaky here on a chair. So during that same appointment though, I saw this on his sheet, and I decided to schedule that for when I came in to get my thigh piece with Nikki. So this is the last tattoo I have on my arm as of right now, and it's just this little crystal with a flower attached to it and some little, you know, dots. But yeah, I got this little piece because I'm not gonna lie, I love crystals. I have some crystals on my desk behind this chair actually. I just thought it was like a really pretty delicate piece for a crystal piece. I don't know, if there are qualities that God put in crystals to help us, then great. And if they're not, then they're just pretty to look at. So there you go. That was the piece that I went in to get with Levi. So Levi did this piece. And then my next piece, which is the last piece that I got because honestly I was starting to run out of money. But the next piece is my biggest piece, and it is my thigh piece. So my thigh piece is a Crescent Moon, and it's the Moon Tarot card, and it also has some flowers around it. Nikki did this, did it in one sitting. I don't actually know how long it took. This one and my ankle piece, my Crescent Moon ankle piece, were probably the two most painful tattoos. My ankle piece was one where I got it after my Hummingbird, and I definitely thought like tattoos were easy. I was like, I did not feel anything behind my ear. Like, this is gonna be Gucci, I'm gonna be yadded, not feel pain at all. To be fair, all of my other tattoos were pretty like, not painless, because there is pain. It's a tattoo. You're literally driving a needle into your body and forcing ink under your skin, but none of them hurt as much as my ankle tattoo. Was probably my most painful, and it was my second tattoo. He literally started on that tattoo, and I was thinking I was gonna tap out like as soon as he started doing lines, because it was it was painful and I made myself sit through it. But like literally he had like paper sitting underneath my leg, and after he was done the tattoo, I like lifted my leg up and it was soaked, like the paper underneath it, because like it hurt. And so my body was stressed. Yeah, so my thigh tattoo is the Moon Tarot, and even though I don't really prescribe tarot cards to like hold meaning or anything, love the art involved with it. I think that it's a little spooky, which goes along with like what I like. I like a little spooky. So yeah, I really love this piece. It definitely was my second most painful piece other than my moon on my ankle, but I'm so happy that I sat through it. There were a few times where I was like, damn, like this hurts, but I just gotta do it. And I know that when you get a tattoo, it's all mental. Like you gotta just push past the pain. That is all of the tattoos that I have on my body right now. In case you haven't noticed, all of them are on the right side of my body. I've actually even thought about keeping it that way, maybe like keeping this side tattoo free, just to like have like a, if one day I have children and they're like, I wonder what you would have looked like without tattoos, I'd be like, well, take this half of my body and that's what it is. But then there's another part of me that really just wants to be tatted everywhere. I don't know, I definitely know that I want to fill out the top part of my arm and this inner part, so I do want to have a full sleeve eventually on this arm. I thought about getting a haunted house up here. I've also thought about getting a biblical angel or an angel in armor, just like the armor of God kind of thing. So I'm kind of like messing around with those ideas. I also eventually would love to get collarbone tattoos. If you know who Mia Sayoko is on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you find her, she has collarbone pieces that are two little like knives that sit right here, and I think I would love to do that kind of with daggers that kind of are similar to this style, pointing in. I just feel like collarbone tattoos are very flattering, that's how I feel. But yeah, I think the only other tattoos that I have in mind would be eventually to get a sternum piece, and then underneath my breastises on my rib cage, like leading into my sternum. I just feel like that is also an area where tattoos are very flattering on people, especially women, because we have breasts, most of us. So I just feel like that's something that I really would love on me, love to see. It would give me confidence, just as these tattoos, and especially my thigh tattoo. I used to hate my thighs. I still don't love them, but I've definitely learned to accept them a little more, and especially like being able to look down and see that tattoo, it makes me hate them a little less. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope that you guys really enjoyed my tattoo tour, and if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below. I know I didn't talk about like the pain level on all of them. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer video, I apologize. I just really hope that you enjoyed learning like the meaning behind some of them, seeing them for the first time if you followed me for a while, or even if you're new. Welcome. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a lovely day. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on other social medias like Twitch, where I'm streaming, Instagram, just to see my face or what I'm getting up to on a daily basis with story. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a great and blessed day.